CEO Ronnie from Create the Difference. We're here at the 2019 US Open. And this is what's called the practice range. So this is actually an opportunity for the bowlers to get 30 minutes of practicing on the lane condition that they're going to bowl on, which is actually on the other side of the curtain. What's interesting about that is they get a half-hour of practice now, and then they get one shot on each lane once the actual competition begins. So if you want to change surfaces, if you want to make adjustments, if you want to do anything to your ball, now is the appropriate time to get that done. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to watch some of the players, see where they're playing the lanes at, see how that's going for them, and hopefully they'll be able to get a good idea of what's going to happen when they move over to the actual pair, which is kind of a unique format because it's an opportunity for players to really make some fine-tune adjustments while they can, and then hopefully they've gotten themselves in a position to where they are able to know what they're getting into when they get to their actual pair. So you're going to see a lot of sanding pads. I've seen a lot of people have obviously different types of sanding pads available to them. A lot of the guys are using some of our true cuts out here because they are finding a lot of success with those. And then a lot of people are just making sure that they have the right balls in their bag for these blocks. They've been using multiple patterns. They've been using multiple. It's different every day, so they really have to know exactly what they're getting into. So the best way to do that is to make sure that they are getting as much practice as possible and make sure that they have the right shapes in their bags for what they're bowling on. This is a very, very unique environment. The US Open is obviously one of the toughest patterns that they bowl on all year, so they want to make sure that this pattern stays as healthy and as fresh as possible. And the best way to do that is not letting them practice on it. So they get one shot on each lane, and after that they are forced to go right into competition. So we're just going to kind of watch some of the practice, watch some of how the practice happens, how it goes along, and we'll just make sure we pay very close attention to some of the players and what they're using. We've actually got several players using our product that you see right there, just checking the surface of the bowling ball. It's very, very important to be able to maintain the surface of your bowling ball and just make sure you've got what you need, right? It's important to know that you are using the right surface, you have the right ball, and you're in the right part of the lane. Over here, you're not going to be able to really get to know the right part of the lane because everybody's throwing strike balls. Nobody's shooting spares. So that's going to make the lane pain transition and change very quickly. But nonetheless, you can still learn a whole lot in terms of making sure that you've got different shapes in your bags and different opportunities as they present themselves to you through the practice session. So opportunity to get loose, opportunity to get a little bit warmed up and have a good idea of what actually is going on during this practice session. So we're going to watch some lefties, some righties, everybody's trying different parts of the lane, ultimately trying to figure out what they need to do to be as successful as possible on this very, very challenging US Open lane pattern. As always, if you need more questions or have more questions, need more information, check us out at ctdbowling.com. Ronald Hickman, CEO from Create the Difference. Have a great day.